Hello everyone, PotatoLegion here. I hope you're well today. We received a developer update today and I'm just going to read through it with you guys. So let's go through it straight away. Repair changes. We've been keeping a close eye on repair speed in recent months and have prepared some changes to repairing. This comes in the form of two changes. Reduced efficiency when pairing with other survivors. As you may have noticed, whenever another survivor comes along and starts repairing a generator with you, the repair meter turns red to indicate that you are repairing slower. This is because for each survivor working on the same generator, your personal repair speed decreases by 10%. Going forward, the speed reduction for each survivor is being raised to 15%. While this may sound like a small change, it is the difference between 4 survivors finishing a generator in about 36 seconds compared to the current 28 seconds. This change, in conjunction with other changes discussed below, aims to eliminate instances where it feels as though you could not have possibly gone to the generator fast enough to stop it from being powered, particularly at the start of the match. That's actually a fair point. Whenever you are spawned on a big map as killer, if all 4 spawn on that gen, you've lost it immediately, especially if they're running Prove Thyself. You just physically can't get there fast enough. Skill check bonuses. Successful Great Repair skill check would add an additional 2% progress to the generator, about 1.6 seconds worth of time saved for each great skill check. Experienced survivors are often able to consistently hit great skill checks and shave a significant amount of time off a generator. To better control the repair times of generators, this bonus has been halved to 1%, 0.8 seconds. To make sure that experienced survivors feel rewarded for hitting great skill checks, the amount of points earned for great skill checks have been doubled from 150 points to 300 points. I would like to know what the exact time is for when you miss a skill check and how much the gen regresses, because I feel like you should be punished as well a lot more for when you miss it. Obviously you're punished by the sound, but in terms of gen regression, you're not really punished at all. Perk changes. With the above changes in mind, we have made changes to 2 survivor perks. Prove Thyself. Increase the repair speed bonus from 10% to 15%. Stakeout now increases the great skill check success bonus from 1% to 2%. So you are reducing the group speed by 5%. But as long as you're running Prove Thyself, it makes up for it because you're gaining that 15%. So everyone is now going to be running Prove Thyself, and gen speeds in a 4-man, 2-man, 3-man will still be ridiculously too quick. So this update has done nothing for gen speed. It's still the same, it's still broken. And killers are still going to feel it, especially against survivor friend groups. Stakeout, I don't really know anyone that runs that perk. If you're not even sure what it is, it's the perk that when you're hiding near the killer, you gain tokens, and then when you're doing a gen, even if you don't hit a great, it will count as a great. But now, the percentage from 1% gen progression, it will now go up by 2. So you could, with Prove Thyself, if you have max tokens, you could smash out a gen a little bit faster. Okay, map changes. For the 3.7 update, we've taken some time to revisit some existing maps and update them using the new tools we have at our disposal and everything we've learned since the game first launched. We reviewed as many maps as we could in this update, but if you don't see a particular map below, it's always possible that we'll revisit them in the future. These changes come in a few different forms: size and layout. Each map has a unique size and layout, with some larger than others taking a long time to cross. Some of these maps are being reduced in size, while others are having their layout adjusted. Perfect, there's so many slow killers in the game, and they just get penalized not because of their powers, but just because of how big the maps are, and they can't pressure the map enough just because of how slow they are. Type spacing. Some maps allowed maze tiles like jungle gyms and LT wars to spawn too close to each other, allowing an experienced player to link them together, making it incredibly hard to capitalize on a survivor's mistake. These tiles are being spaced further apart to better control the safety in some of these maps. I agree, there is some seriously broken map tiles, especially on Azeroths, where you can loop the killer around for days if you know what you're doing. I've abused it, I've done it in my videos. It's not hard to do once you learn the game, and it's something that needs to be fixed. Strong window balance. Certain windows on the maps were too safe, leaving no room for mind games and forcing the killer to chase a survivor through the window 3 times in order to block it. We've done a pass on most of these windows and altered the loop or replaced them, or put a breakable wall there. great stuff. I mean, the worst thing as killer is chasing someone to a god loop or a window that you have to vault with them because there's no mind game. You can't do anything. You lose so much time, and most survivors will just abuse it. They'll just keep going back there, and it just is game changing. So the fact they've done this will make it so much more balanced for killers. That is great. I'm glad they're focusing this update on supporting killers in the update. Some tiles have been changed for a variety of reasons, such as adjusting loop lengths or fixing abusable spots. Okay, so they're just changing some tiles on certain loops so you can't keep looping them around in a circle all the time. Window spawning logic. Some buildings feature window variations where a different set of windows could be available from one match to the next. Depending on which windows are open, a building could be incredibly safe or unsafe. The random element of these windows is being disabled on some maps to control the loop safety and give the buildings consistently safety rating. I'm not sure if I like this too much. I kind of like the fact that the game is random and it always feels like you're playing a different version of that map. Survivors will then learn these maps off the top of their head and they will learn how to abuse them. And if they're consistent all the time, they're going to consistently screw the killer over, especially if it's a good spawning window in these buildings. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't think they should make it too the same. It should have that random element. There are far too many changes to go into details in each map in one post, so please refer to the chart below for more info. Please keep in mind that some changes may be larger than others, and a small update to a map does not rule out the possibility of more changes down the line. Likewise, if you don't see a map on the list below, that does not mean we don't intend to change it later on. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here for a little bit and just have a quick read. The fact that they're changing Rotten Field's size or layout, my god, yes. Type spacing, I think that's for certain loops and distances. There's not many windows in Rotten Field, so the fact that they're not changing that is fine. Wretched Shop, yeah, broken map. Fractured Cowshed, again, massive map. Thompson House, yeah. These are all the farm maps they're changing, which are way too big. Okay. I'm liking this a lot so far. This looks good. Yeah. About bloody time. It's about time the killers got some love in an update. Finally, we want to leave you with a few teaser screenshots of what you can expect in the player test build. And there we go. Breakable wall right there. Here it is. So this is the vault. Breakable wall. Breakable wall. There's your vault. Well, I think that would have originally been a vault and you can break it. Because the window does spawn here as well. So I'm assuming if the window spawns there, the breakable wall is here so that you can cut across. Yeah, another breakable wall. Stop that annoying window. Ugh. Thank God for that. And they've got some updates about controller sensitivity for console players, which I won't read into because I only play PC. Something I'm really excited about. Not really. I didn't even notice this was a thing on Legion. So it says, while Feral Frenzy is active, Legion will not see blood pools or scratch marks until their fatigue ends. In the next update, the Legion will now regain their tracking abilities as soon as Feral Frenzy ends rather than the end of their fatigue. This should help prevent cases where you lose the tracker survivor while fatigued. Yeah, that's good. That's great. Attempted hook, escape feedback. It's just about putting a UI in and a noise so that you know that you're attempting to escape hook for a new player. And there's some UI improvements, and Moris can no longer be spammed to piss people off. And they're doing some work on protection hits. Alright guys, if you want to give this a read, I'll put the link in the bottom below. Yep, that's it for the developer update. See you in the next one.